what's up guys? It's Chase with Freak Shack Gaming, and today I'd like to discuss my hopes for Halo Infinite's campaign. Now I know that a lot of people have gotten early access for Halo Infinite's campaign, and you've got IGN and Game Informer and all of these sites that have been posting gameplay as well. I've tried to stay away from watching those because I don't want to spoil the game for myself, and I don't want to know too much going into it. That said, I have seen IGN's spoiler-free glimpse at the campaign that they did, and I also watched a few things from HiddenExperia that were spoiler-free, but I didn't watch any like gameplay reactions or any of that stuff. And I've tried to stay away from, I guess, Halo YouTube, not watch any spoilery stuff or what you can do in the campaign. Because I do want to go in as blind as possible so I can do my own reactions and experience it for myself the first time when I'm playing the game. So I know that some people already probably know some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today with my hopes, whether it's in the game or not, but I don't, because I have been trying to stay away from all that as much as possible. So forgive me if some of this has already been answered. I just don't know if it has or not, because I'm trying to go in as blind as possible. So first I'd like to kind of talk about my history with Halo. I started playing Halo in either 2004 or 2005. I think it was 2005, February 2005, I think. I actually got Halo for my birthday for PC, Halo Combat Evolved. Because I had asked for it. I had heard people at school, I was in elementary school, and people at school were playing Halo, and Halo 2 had come out, and people were talking about, it's so fun, you need to play it. And I had asked for it for my birthday to play this game called Halo. I didn't know anything about it, just that everyone else was playing it, and I wanted to experience it too. So I got it for PC, and didn't really play it much, to be honest. I mostly just watched my dad play it, because my brother Justin and I were so young that some of the stuff kind of freaked us out. We thought it was scary. Notably, I remember being scared of like the Covenant dropships. I remember being fine with playing like the Pillar of Autumn, but as soon as you got to Halo and you had the Banshees and stuff, like I was like, nope, I don't like this. And then especially once you got to the Flood, yeah, that was definitely scary. So I didn't play it for a while. I don't know when exactly I played through it for the first time, other than doing multiplayer, which we did do on PC, and playing like the first level. I know that for a long time I would only play like the first 3 levels, and then by the time you hit the Silent Cartographer, I was like, nope, it's too hard, because of like, I don't know, it was too creepy or something. But I know that we did play it not too long after that, because we played Halo, then we had Halo 2 for the Xbox. We didn't actually own an Xbox. We owned an Xbox 360, and we had the Xbox version, of course, of Halo 2 that worked on the 360. So we got that at some point in there, because we started playing Halo 3 not too long after it came out in 2007. So I know that we had played them all, and we were caught up on the story by the time Halo 3 came out. So sometime in that short period, we did play through all of them, my brother and I. And since then, I've been a Halo fan. I want to say we got Halo 4 like a week after it came out, and played through that. Reach and ODST, I think ODST we got like a year after it came out, because we got ODST and Reach at the same time. And Halo 5 I got when it came out, and I've pre-ordered Halo Infinite. So I have played all the Halo games except like the mobile stuff like Spartan Assault. And I also have not played Halo Wars 2, although I do intend to watch all the cutscenes to kind of get the backstory of the Banished. I would love to play Halo Wars 2 at some point. I just wish it was on PC. I don't really like playing strategy games on the Xbox. And that's one reason I haven't played Halo Wars 1 very much. I played it when it came out, and I just haven't played it since, because I just didn't like how it felt. I would rather, play a PC version of all these games, because I just think strategy works better on a PC. I've also read a lot of the Halo novels, as you can see here. This isn't all of them either. I'm a few years behind. I haven't read a lot of the recent stuff. The most recent stuff I read was like the Glasslands, the Thursday War, that trilogy and then like the Forerunner trilogy. I haven't read any of the newer stuff, so I'm quite a bit behind, but I have read all of these. So that's kind of my experience with Halo growing up. So I've been playing it for many years, obviously, starting in 2005. So Halo is my favorite game series. It is my favorite. It's what I probably play the most out of anything as well, through all time. And just to throw it out there so you can kind of hear, before I get into like my thoughts on what I want to see from Halo Infinite, I do think Halo Reach is my favorite Halo game to play. I think it is so much fun. I just love the campaign. So I love playing Halo Reach. It's the most fun for me. And then if you're talking from a story aspect, or my favorite of the Master Chief games, it would be Halo 2, especially Halo 2 Anniversary. They just did a wonderful job remastering that. So that's kind of my opinions there. I think if I was to rank my top 3, it would be Reach, Halo 2, Halo 3. So there you go. So starting with Halo 4, like a lot of people, I started to feel like Halo lost its magic. It just wasn't the same game. I do think Halo 4 was a great game. I really do. I enjoy the game. Maybe not so much playing it because of some things like the Prometheans and the weapons just don't have enough ammo. And there's a lot of gameplay issues I have with Halo 4. Just having all these barriers in random places. And there's a lot of issues with Halo 4. But I do think it's a great game. It's not like a perfect game. It's not as good as what came before it. But I do think that Halo 4 is a good game. And I think it's beautiful. I think still those graphics hold up so well 10 years later. It looks amazing. But, the introduction of the Prometheans and the art style changes and the music changes, everything, it bothers me. It really does bother me. And then Halo 5, it just made things worse in some areas, although some things were better. I think Halo 5's gameplay was great. I actually liked all the aiming down the sights that were added and, all that stuff. I really like Halo 5 gameplay. I think it's the best Halo to play. But the story obviously left a lot to be desired, and there's a lot of weird things, it just didn't feel like a Halo game. So I have issues with 4 and 5. 4 I think is great. 5 I think is the worst Halo game that's been made, although the gameplay itself was fantastic. So going into Halo Infinite, I have high hopes, but I also had a lot of concern, because obviously 343's track record hasn't been that great, although their Anniversary and like Halo 4, Halo 5 all had great graphics, but especially the Anniversary for Halo 2, they just nailed, updating the art style. So I know that they could do that. I know they can beat Classic, but obviously I had a lot of concerns after 4 and 5, especially 5, just with how the story went. But I was still looking forward to Halo 6 for 6 years now. Pretty much since the ending of Halo 5, that cliffhanger, I'm like, no, I need Halo 6. So when Halo Infinite was announced and you saw that it was going back to this classic art style, I was so excited. Hearing the classic music, seeing the classic art style, it just felt like Halo was back. And having played through multiplayer and, seeing the campaign demos that 343 has done, as well as what IGN has done, it looks like Halo is back. It feels like Halo is back. Playing through Halo Infinite multiplayer, I think it's my favorite multiplayer yet. Progression system issues and, the store aside, those are very big problems. But actually playing Halo Infinite so far, it feels incredible. It feels like Halo's back. It feels like Halo is better than ever. So I'm really excited, and I'm really excited for the campaign. But there are a few things that I would like to see in Halo Infinite's campaign. My biggest hope for Halo Infinite's campaign was that 343 would not retcon Halo 5 Guardians. That was my biggest concern, hearing that it was going to be a spiritual reboot and a good stepping on point for new players. I was just so concerned that 343 was going to say, yeah, Halo 5 didn't happen. Because I really don't agree with that. A lot of series have done that, with books and movies, been like, oh yeah, that's not canon anymore. And I have a big issue with that. I think that if you put in that effort and you made a game whether or not the reception was good or not, it needs to stay canon, and you need to find a way forward. So that was my biggest concern, is that Halo Infinite would just kind of write off Halo 5 as not having happened. So I'm glad that it sounds like it is still canon. They haven't done anything like that. It is still what happened, so that makes me very happy. Obviously, I would like to see the Flood return. I just think it would be really fun, especially with the newer graphics and the open world nature of the game, even though it's not actually open world. I would love to see the Flood. We haven't had Flood in Halo in a long time. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I really don't. I may be surprised. Maybe there will be Flood in there. But I don't think it will happen. It would be amazing. It's what I want to see, but I just don't know if they would bring the Flood back, since that's what the original trilogy was basically about, and, you know, they did defeat the Flood, really. So I don't know that they would do that, but it would be awesome to see. I would like to see a really good co-op. I know that co-op has been delayed, but I would like to see them kind of push the limits of co-op, and I'm hoping that that's why it's delayed, that they're doing something different. Because if they're doing the same thing they've always done, it makes no sense that co-op's delayed. So I'm hoping that they're doing something brand new with it being more open. I'm hoping they don't have like the constant teleporting of the players you're with. That's something that my brother and I have always hated about Halo, is you can, especially Halo 1, you can be going down the same corridor and it teleports you 5 feet when you're playing co-op. It's really annoying. So I would love to see with Halo Infinite that as you're playing co-op in the future, in a few months when co-op comes out, that you're able to go further from each other so you can really attack these bases. You know, they've been talking about Halo Infinite. You know, you have the freedom to, you know, attack bases and attack situations however you would like. You know, that it's free, it's open. So with co-op, I want to actually see that be true. I want to be able to see, like, okay, I'm going to go through the front gate with a chopper, and, you know, my brother is going to go around the back with a grapple shot, and he's going to, you know, come up the top, even if it's a huge area. Like, I don't want to see, like, the constant teleportation, keeping people close together as they're playing. If you really want it to feel open world and, you know, approach battles the way you want to, then in co-op you should be able to have some distance between each player to actually let them handle the situations the way that they want to, and, you know, work together. So that's a big thing that I would like to see in Halo Infinite's campaign. This is going to have a little bit of controversy, but I would like to see the Prometheans. I don't like the Prometheans, do not get me wrong. I actually do not want to see them at all. I'm glad if they were gone. But for the story's sake, it doesn't make sense unless they explain why the Prometheans are gone, if they're gone. You know, since they were such a big part of Halo 4 and 5, and Cortana basically has control of them, it would be weird just to get rid of them. So I'm hoping that Prometheans do make an appearance, even if it's just for a small part, because I don't really want to see them back constantly, and it doesn't look like they're back. But I would like to see them referenced, and maybe, like, you kill off the last of them or something, like, just something to tie it up, is all I'm asking. I'm hoping that all of the marketing for Halo Infinite is true, that you can go wherever you want to. I want to climb that mountain. I want to fall off the edge of the ring. Something that I really want to do, just because it's stupid, I want to get a Warthog full of Marines and drive them right off Halo, right into space. Okay, and I want to be able to do that, and I'm hoping that I'm able to do that. So I hope the marketing about, you know, you can go there, you can do whatever you want, I hope that it's true. Another thing that I would like to see is a lot of weapon variety and a lot of the classic weapons returning. We haven't seen them yet, so I'm really doubtful that they're going to be in campaign. But, I mean, who wouldn't want to see a plasma rifle? It's been a long time since we've had one of those in a Halo game. So bringing back some of those classic weapons, I think, would be really awesome. Instead, we have a lot of new weapons, it looks like, at least from playing multiplayer, and they're fun, don't get me wrong, I like them. But it would be cool to see some classic weapons in there as well. Now, there is a spoiler that I already know about, kind of, I don't know the details, and this is just because of Twitter. So skip, like, a little bit if you don't want to hear that. I'm going to try to put chapters below. So this is your warning. So I do know about the fate of the Infinity. I don't know the details. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I just know that the Infinity is no more. And I did not want to know that, but it is what I was guessing. If you watched, like, my previous video on the gameplay, I did mention that the Infinity has to be destroyed if humanity is defeated on Zeta Halo. So I already kind of knew that, so it's not like a huge spoiler, because I already figured that was the case. But I would have liked to see the Infinity again. Maybe you do get to, I don't know. I think it's an awesome piece of Halo lore. I'm hoping that like Lasky isn't dead because I really like Lasky's character. I hope that he's alive somewhere and appears in the game. I hope that he's just not dead because he's one of the best characters in Halo 4 and 5. And I'd like to see a lot of the characters from Halo 5, to be honest. Halo 4 and 5, like Palmer, even though a lot of people don't seem to like her as a character, you can change the writing. You can make people, understand characters better, introduce more backstory. You can do all kinds of stuff in the writing. And I would just like to see some of these characters appear and return and maybe do them justice compared to how they were written in Halo 4 and 5. Obviously, I would like to see the Arbiter. I don't think that's going to happen. But since he was in Halo 5, it would be really cool if he was in Halo Infinite as well. Although it seems very unlikely. Maybe in the future or something. I don't know. I don't know what their plans are with this, live service thing. If there's going to be expansions and whatever. So maybe there is stuff you can add to the game at some point where the Arbiter would be in there. But that is something I'd really like to see. So I'd like to get into a few things that Justin wanted me to cover for you guys. Justin is also part of Freak Shack as well. He would like to see a lot of enemies, like huge battles in the game, and I agree, that would be really fun. Halo's kind of teased at it a few times with like Halo Reach. You see the battle going on behind you, but it'd be cool to be part of these battles. Same thing as I said, really good co-op without the teleportation. He wants to be able to strategize and flank the enemy and do all of these really cool things. So let's hope that that is in Halo Infinite's campaign. He also wants to see the Flood. It's been too long. Justin wants to see tough enemies throughout. He said most of the Halos are too easy if you aren't on Legendary. He wants to see hard enemies where you have to think smart while fighting. And it kind of sounds like that's what the bosses are going to do. But that's something that Justin wants to see. He also agrees that he hates the Prometheans, but they would do good for the storyline. He'd like to see a good balance and use Prometheans where it makes sense. He would also like to see a ton of Easter eggs. And I agree. I mean, with it being so expansive, I would love to be able to just go around and find all these Easter eggs throughout the map, even for years to come. I mean, they're still finding stuff in Halo 3, so that would be incredible to have that level of Easter eggs in this game. He wants it to be a good storyline. He's never played Halo 5, but he says it sounds bad. He's only played a little bit of Halo 5. He's played whatever the name of that level is, where you're going to rescue the Arbiter on St. Helios. He's played like a little bit of that level. So he hasn't played Halo 5. He hasn't seen Halo 5. So he does know how Halo 5 ends because I told him that because he's going to play Halo Infinite. We already know that it looks like there's no blood in Halo Infinite, but he wants to see lots of blood. He said no blood equals stupid. So he would like to see blood make a return. And I agree, although it doesn't look like it with the teen rating and everything we've seen so far. It looks like there's no blood. And it would have been nice to see all. Okay, so my camera overheated, so I'm just going to try to finish this on my iPhone real quick. I use a Canon R5, which is amazing. It's an amazing camera. It just does have overheating issues when you're doing the 4K fine or 8K video, which I never do the 8K video because that thing overheats like instantly. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to record with this for like 20 more minutes. So I'm just going to finish this out on my phone. So the blood would be really great to see in Halo again, and I agree with Justin on that. So that's just a few things that we'd like to see in Halo Infinite's campaign. Overall, I just want to see it be a really fun game. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy it, and it looks like I will, with being able to explore, it being semi-open world. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for multiple playthroughs, and I'm really excited for that. As long as it feels like Halo, it looks like Halo, it sounds like Halo, and it's fun, I think we're gonna be set for the next 10 years, like they're saying. And I just can't wait to play this game. We've been waiting for 6 years to get the continuation of Halo 5 and see where the story goes. And for Halo to return, I mean, we've been waiting 10 plus years for Halo to come back, to what we love. So I'm really excited. It looks like they delivered, but we'll see once we play the game for the first time. So yeah, that's what we'd like to see. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Sorry that's kind of all over the place. I was mostly going without a script, so just kind of freestyling it, I guess. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you aren't subscribed already. The plan is to do either a live stream or record and then upload the first playthrough that I do of Halo Infinite's campaign. And we'll be doing a lot of multiplayer videos. We've already been filming hours of footage. I just haven't had a chance to even look at it or edit it or anything. So we will have a lot of Halo content and other games on the way. So thanks for watching this video. I'm Chase with Freak Shack Gaming, and we'll see you next time.